I'm Dana K. White of aslobcomesclean.com, and today I'm going to talk about the container concept. So I talked recently about getting to keep things because they fit and were still usable, like not just crammed in, but they fit in my container, which was my china cabinet. But that's really not the purpose of the container concept. Usually it's a huge perk, but the purpose is for me to be willing to let things go because I accept and respect the realities of the space in my home. So this right here is my blanket container. Okay, this is where I keep blankets. This is where we look for blankets first, which is the answer to my first decluttering question, which helps you know where to actually look for things or put things in your home. Anyway, so this is my blanket container. So first of all, it's full. See, that's what it looks like right now. And then you can see that right over here, I've got a pile of blankets. And right over there, I have another pile of blankets. So I have to get rid of some blankets. There is a reason why, it's not a great reason, but there is a reason that I had to kind of go, why do I have all these extra blankets? And because here's the thing about the container concept, why I have them doesn't actually matter. What matters is the reality of the space in my home. This space right here is the limit, okay? So a container, here's what the container concept means. I'm not talking about buying a bunch of containers. That is not what I mean. What I mean is I realized that the root word of container is contain, which is limit. It's create a boundary. It keeps things in. It's not meant for me to just, oh, it's a place to put things. Because when I thought of it as a place to put things, I would be like, okay, well, I gotta shove harder and get more in here. And then I have to sit on this to get it to close. And then I don't have enough room there. So I'm just gonna buy another thing like this, buy all these other different blanket storage solutions. But the reality is that my house doesn't have the space for a whole bunch of different blanket storage solutions. The truth is that I need to accept the reality of this space in my home. This is the space that I have to devote to blankets without it encroaching on the other things that we need to have in our house, okay? I mean, sure, I could get 10 more like this, but then we wouldn't have room to walk in this room. I could get blanket ladders and blanket blah, 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 and all, but then we wouldn't have the room for the things that we need in our home. And so there has to be a limit. I can keep anything, I just can't keep everything, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I am going to start knowing that I cannot possibly get all these blankets in here, and knowing that the ones on this chair and the ones on that chair are the ones that we've actually been using. I know that they probably deserve space in here more, so my goal is to make some space in here. I'm gonna start at the bottom of this. Actually, I'm gonna start by folding this one because it's not a good use of, y'all, I am not a folder. And you guys know that, right? Unless this is your first time to watch my channel. Welcome. This is not a channel where you learn how to fold. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna look for what in here is easy to get rid of. This right here, whoop, now I'm sitting on a blanket. Okay, this right here should be a great blanket. And it is a great blanket. This was actually one of my mother-in-law's. I don't remember it ever being on her bed or a bed there, but it was like, oh, that's a good blanket. And I brought it home. And at the time, I guess I had room in here and I did that. But this is actually easy for me. So I'm gonna put this in my donatable donate box, okay? I think I bought this for my boys when they were little for one of their beds. I think I got it like super on sale, but it's not, I mean, it's a perfectly fine blanket, but it's not one that we choose because it's not amazingly soft and it's also not amazingly pretty. Okay, guess what? That's gonna go. All right, I'm gonna donate that. This one, I want to keep. Wanting doesn't actually matter. This is my, I want to call it a heating blanket, but it's not. It's a electric blanket, that's what it is, which I had on my bed at one time as like a bedspread kind of a thing. But I have since switched to a king size bed. This though, I'm gonna say it can go because I know I'm gonna have to get rid of something. And so while I might have been like, well, maybe whatever, I know I have to make room in here. Like, it's about making space. And when I look at it that way, I go, no, I don't need to keep this one. I'm gonna call this and say that we did not use it in the snowstorm of all snowstorms back in February of 21. So I'm gonna say it can go, because that is gonna free up a decent chunk of space. All right, this is getting harder because it's sentimental now. It's not sentimental. Oh, okay, yay. I freed space. I am not good at folding. Okay, here we go. So this is sentimental. Clearly this, I got it when I lived in Thailand for 2 years. It's soft, I love it. I'm gonna put this over the back of one of my chairs. Okay, when I come back, I will do a, I'll do a shot of how much space there is in there now. All right, so this is how much space I have in there now. And that is after putting things in the donatable donate box or taking it to its home. So those things are decided on forever. If you're not familiar with my decluttering strategies, I am the author of Decluttering at the Speed of Life, and my whole thing is a no mess decluttering method. It doesn't mean I never have a mess in my house. It means that when I am decluttering, I do it in a way where I make final decision by final decision, and I act on each final decision so that I don't ever put myself in a situation where, oh, I've pulled all my blankets out and I've laid them all around the room, and then life happens. Either I forget that I needed to go do something, somebody starts bleeding, whatever, and then I come back and I'm like, oh my word, now the whole room is a mess. Like, I don't do that. So anyway, so that was a final decision to go put it on the back of one of my recliners, because I do like to have those there. So this is sentimental. This is very sentimental. This was one of my, I believe this was my great aunt's quilt that she made. I'm gonna call this easy, even though it's Wizard of Oz, even though I love it. But I have not gone looking for this in a very long time. And the reality is, when I saw it, I went, oh yeah, but it's just not super soft and cozy. So I am going to donate this and hope that someone else who loves Wizard of Oz is so excited to find it in the thrift store. One of the ways that I declutter without making a bigger mess and make final decisions is that my donate box itself is donatable. You know, most of us, not everybody, I'm sure, can't make that assumption, but most of us have a lot of boxes that have been delivered to our home. So anyway, the main thing about a donate box is it's gonna leave my house along with the stuff that's inside of it. So this is one of these things, and it's an Elvis one. My husband's a big Elvis fan. We're keeping this. I am not going to, it's fine. This is one that has been pulled out I can remember it being pulled out. So we're gonna fold it so good. I'm gonna put my sentimental stuff on the very bottom, and I'm gonna hope that I can still put the things in there that I want to, but it's gonna be on the bottom because it'll be the stuff I get to the least. Even better, this is not considered sentimental because we would use it. A little adorable thing from my baby nursery 47 years ago. I'm keeping it. Okay. And I can, as long as I have space. If I don't have space, then I have to make the hard decisions. This is a piece of lace. I'm pretty sure it has been in other videos and or blog posts before. I love this piece of lace. I bought it in Thailand. I don't know why, other than it just was one of those things that just made me happy. I'm gonna go try right now to put it on top of my piano. Okay, so this is an example of how my overall decluttering process works, okay? I took it to the piano right now because I really wanted to keep it, and I was like, okay, then where would I look for it first? Like, where would I assume this would be? So I thought, I've been thinking about putting that on top of my piano. Here's what that looks like. But I got there and there was other stuff on top of the piano. And at first I went, oh, is it worth it to me? And I'm like, yeah, the piano looks junky. I'm gonna take the stuff off, including this, which didn't really love anymore. And so I just brought this, in order to put that piece of lace on there, I had to clean off the table. Several things went in the trash. And I brought back a couple of different things that I'm gonna stick in the donate box, okay? And by sticking it in the donate box, I'm coming right back to the space I was originally decluttering anyway. A random bag of paperwork from 1997. I'm gonna throw it away. Okay, now I get to start folding things and putting them in here. Here's how much space we now have. Okay, so I know this one as a yes. It was at the top before. I guess technically that was making a bigger mess because I was sitting on it, but anyway. So I'm gonna put this in, and I know for sure that this needs to stay. This is a super soft and lovely and the perfect weight quilt that my mother made me out of my dresses from when I was a little girl. So this is we use this on our beds. All right, I'm gonna make a decision about these two. Ugh, this is so hard, y'all. My kids made this for my mother-in-law. It was it got a lot of good use, but you guys, okay, I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can fit it. This one we just recently got as a gift. It's super soft, super fuzzy, super lovely. Somebody's gonna love it. I did use it because it was just available, but it's okay, because I would really like to keep this one. It's a good size, it's a pretty color. My kids made it when they were little. I love stuff that my kids made that's actually useful. These were on sale at Costco in the fall of 2019. And so I do a lot of my writing outside. And when it's really cold, I bundle up in these blankets because they're great. So that's why some of them have some leaves on them, and that's fine. Oh my goodness. I've got one blanket left. Oh no, I have 2 blankets left. They are pretty thin, so I think we're gonna be okay. More Elvis. That's the container concept. That's how it works. It does not matter which ones I like. It doesn't matter, is this blanket still warm? Is this blanket still fuzzy? Is this blanket not ripped or whatever? It matters, do I have the space for it? And so I put my favorite in there first, and then anything that doesn't fit has to go. And that just naturally helps me sort through what I really want to keep and what doesn't matter so much.